If you end up quitting piano, it'll be for at least one of these reasons, probably all three. I know this from having worked with hundreds and hundreds of students over the years, and I can just about guarantee you haven't thought about number 3 yourself. Time is of the essence, so let's get straight to it. These are the top 3 mistakes beginner pianists make that lead to quitting. The first mistake is not planning your practice time. We've all been there. We figure we'll get to it when we have a spare moment of time in our day, and it just doesn't happen. And it's because you're not planning for that time. The solution is to actually take your calendar out, whether it's physical or digital, and block that practice time out. And make sure that you treat it like an actual commitment that nothing else can get in the way from. So for example, if you schedule your practice on Thursday at 11 a.m. and somebody asks if you can get an early lunch, the answer is no, because you have another commitment, and that commitment is to your piano practice. The second mistake is not planning what you will practice. When a lot of us sit down to practice, we end up just kind of playing aimless things. Because of that, we end up not making progress, we don't have a positive feeling when we're finished, and we're not motivated to come back to it the next day. The solution is to carve out just a quick 30 seconds before and after your practice to plan your practice beforehand and to reflect on it afterwards. And so before I sit down to practice, I'll take that 30 seconds to plan what I'm going to practice, how I'm going to practice it, in other words, the strategies and tactics I'm going to use during my practice session, and I'm going to define what success looks like if I have a good practice session. And then afterwards, I'll reflect on how the session went. Did I accomplish my goals? What could be done better? What went well? What didn't go so well? And then I'll also take some time to think about what felt good about that practice session. It could just be the fact that I did it. It could be that I accomplished my goal. It could be I learned something new about my practice habits. By taking that time to think about what felt good about this experience, we're giving ourselves a little bit of satisfaction, a little bit of dopamine, some positive feelings, because we like to do things that feel good, right? So when you come back to it the next day, or when you think about it the next day, you're going to associate practicing piano with those positive feelings. And finally, the third and most overlooked mistake that beginner pianists make is losing touch with your why. When you first started piano, you probably had a reason why you wanted to do it. Maybe you wanted to be able to play some cool music for your friends, or maybe you wanted to have an outlet for your emotions, a way to relax. Maybe you just wanted to prove to yourself that you could learn a new skill as an adult. But the problem is, as time goes by, you lose touch with that exciting why that got you started in the first place. And as that sort of fades into the background of your memory, it's easier to procrastinate, it's easier to just not play piano for long stretches of time, and it's easier to quit. The solution to this is simple, but most people don't do it. Take some time every day to think about your why, to remind yourself why you started this exciting adventure in the first place. And bonus points if you take out a piece of paper and maybe even write about it a little bit. By taking this time each day to reconnect and get excited about your why, you're going to give yourself an endless well of motivation to keep you going as a beginner pianist. If you found this helpful, or if these are new ideas to you, I'd love to hear all about it in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.